Now then, I've been out and about for the last few days having to earn a living, and these are a few clips of forestry and woodlands that I thought you might find interesting. It's good to record it, so let's crack on then. Bit of Scots pine, and look here, you can see that there's a bit of natural regeneration there, and birch, and this is a bit of a planting site. Let's just go and have a look. There's Norway spruce. Seems to be growing away alright, and there's a wet area here. Things don't seem to like it here, but if we come round a bit, got some natural regenerated birch in amongst the planted species. I see they've, yeah, some Norway spruce there again. A bit further away, out of the shade of these bigger trees, they're growing away a bit better. I'll just try and find my way around this wet bit and get back to you. I've got this noisy road. I just wait for that lorry to go by. Rattly thing. This looks like Sitka, but it doesn't look like it likes it because it's not growing very well. And yeah, it's awful spiky, so it could quite well be Sitka. Still wet here, and it looks like this Norway here has lost its leader at one point, and that one there, it's growing again though, and these are getting on alright, with the intruded birch growing on. And over there, right in the distance, there's a lot of birch there where the sun's been in for the longest time, and maybe there was slightly different soil. There it is, but it's really sort of shot up there. But there you go, bit of a planting site. Be amazing to see it, or it'd be quite nice to see it in 5 years' time. I think this was planted, I'm guessing, maybe 4 years ago. From the size of these ones here, I'm guessing that's 4 years. There was some rule about counting the walls, as in the branch nodes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but one might have been already on the plant, as it were. Not sure. So it's 4 to 5 years anyway. That'll do. Take two. And this is a bit further along the block, and as you can see here, we're doing quite well. And there's some Douglas, and look at the leader on that one. That must be best part of 3 feet, and I don't know whether you can see it, but there's a huge amount of birch regen here, natural regen. But the conifers seem to be doing better up here. There's a bit more shelter and it's just slightly higher. I mean, we are on sand still, but a bit better drainage here, and it seems to be doing a lot better. It's about the same age, it might be 1 year younger, but it just shows that shelter and slightly better drainage, because we might be 6 foot higher up than that other area that I've shown you that had some standing water. Well, this doesn't have standing water. So there you go. It's interesting stuff. But birch will, in the right sort of conditions, will regenerate enormously, very well. And of course nowadays, well, it's good firewood, makes good chipwood, that sort of thing. And just round here, and it's unfortunate the sun's in the slightly, or I'm stood in the wrong place, but we've got some Corsican pine here, so we'll just have a brief look at that. It's very dense. I'll just have to climb over the fence. So it just looks like they've taken a few edge trees here, but this has been planted enormously thick, and I'm suspecting some of it, like there, is actual natural regen from the previous crop. Let's just go in there and have a look. I've zoomed out as far as I can. There is some, as you see here, there is some sort of drainage, or been a bit of ploughing or something for planting in. It's regular. There is a problem with red band needle blight, which slows the growth right down. I suspect this won't be thinned at all. It'll just, a lot of these smaller ones will die off through the action of competition. I was trying to see if there's any stumps from the last felling. Can't really see anything. But there you go. Very dense. And this will all go for biomass chip, I suspect, nowadays. Anyway, that's just a bit of an insight. Here we go again. There's a stand of oak. That one there is a reasonably fine stem, until there's a fork just up there. So, you know, there's a good chance that that'll snap out at some point. The one just here is pretty good, although it's had some epicormic growth on it. Where are we? Let's see if I can see it. You can see the odd bits there, yeah, and there, and it goes up a couple of dead branches. Where are we? There we go. It's going to go all dark now, but it's got a reasonably round crown, so it's right up there. Those couple of dead branches, and then there's this long side branch, but the main stem's pretty good. And the more you look, the more you can see nice stems. It's obviously had a thinning fairly recently, but of course it's sort of early winter, so the crowns look a bit more open. But that one there, you see, that's pretty good, but it's sort of got room, but you've got to be very careful, very careful. Let too much light in, then it's a problem. And this one behind the first one I looked at, it's fine, but then it's stag-headed and it interferes with the one next to it. So do you take both of those out and then free up that one there? But then if you do you let too much light in? Real difficult. Light levels, I mean, if you see on this one here, let's just zoom in a bit, if I can get there, there's a branch coming out low down, and that's epicormic growth. That will have started to grow after its last thinning, and the light levels aren't low enough to be able to kill that off. Very tricky, very tricky. Whoops, just stepped into a hole there. But it's fairly extensive plantation, and down that far end, I can't remember, it must be early on in the Woodland Walk series. Maybe if I can find it, I'll put it in the description. But we, or I, took some video from the far end of this block where there was a bit of old wind blow. So, and we were noting that were good crowns in those days, and that was, whoa, quite a while ago now. So that, and there's an aeroplane in the background. How come whenever I get the camera out there's an aeroplane? And in the next block it's a mixture of Corsican and Scots. This end it looks like more Corsican, the other end more Scots. But of course we've got red band needle blight, which stops the or reduces the growth of Corsican quite badly, because all the needles apart from the current year have a tendency to fall off. So let's just go and have a look at some young Corsican again. So they've been taking out some few rows here of this Corsican. I think this will be going as chipwood for biomass, not for particle board. Those crowns look a little thin. Anyway, something's happening. But there you go. I shall catch up with you soon. It's just coming on to rain and it's going to blow a gale a bit later on, so I better get moving. Cheers for now.